Welcome back to Katana TCG. In this week's early deck preview, we're going to be talking about how to apply Melmetal VMAX that's coming out in the Pokemon Go set into the standard format once it releases in July. When it's time to flex on your opponents in Top Cut this season, or even just upgrade your TCG accessories, make sure you're checking out inkgaming.com. They have a wide variety of custom playmats, custom dice bags, face masks, as well as mouse pads too, and a grip of sleeves and dice and deck boxes, all your TCG accessory needs. And you can use the code DADSPOD10 at checkout for 10% off your entire order from inkgaming.com. Your game, your style. This video might tend to be a little long. I've got 3 different deck lists to show you and kind of 3 different ways to apply Melmetal VMAX, most of them consisting of the RCS engine because there is no better way to really accelerate basic energy into the format at this time. Other than that, there are a lot of other metal secondary attackers and just utility options that we have available to us to kind of make Melmetal the strongest possible card that it can be. It has a bunch of HP, and I think it's probably worthwhile to just kind of dive in and show you what Melmetal does, and then we can kind of well-round ourselves about how it can be functional in these lists. Melmetal V, 220 HP metal Pokemon, comes out in the Pokemon Go set that releases in July. For 2 metal energy, it does Arm Charge for 50 damage, and you may attach a basic metal energy from your hand to this Pokemon. And then for 3 metal energy, it does Mega Punch for 140, weak to fire, resistant to grass, and a 3 retreat cost. Melmetal VMAX, 330 HP metal VMAX Pokemon. For 3 metal energy, it does Gmax Juggernaut for 160 plus damage, and this attack does 60 more damage for each extra metal energy attached to this Pokemon on top of its attack fulfillment cost. So you can bump it up to a maximum of 120 damage, and that's it. So once you get 6 energy on this Melmetal, you're able to hit that crispy 280 mark that we've been kind of hunting around the whole format for and chasing down to get that max output to take a KO on most of the V-Stars in the format. In this specific list, we've opted to streamline the RCS V and V-Star engine, being able to accelerate energy into this format onto what consists of mostly V Pokemon is actually really important in this specific archetype because we need to get 6 basic energy onto Melmetal VMAX to hit that crispy 280 mark. It is important to have something that accelerates energy very frequently while also doing damage. We've also included the Bronzor and Bronzong in this specific deck to be able to move that energy around, and the reason why I think it's so important to have it in this specific list is because I've also opted to put a 1/1 Origin Form Dialga V and V-Star into this deck. And I understand using a 1/1 line doesn't necessarily make it the most consistent, but if you're going to have 6 energy on one Pokemon that hits 280 and transfer it over to the Origin Form Dialga V-Star to potentially use Chrono Star to take a full extra turn is so sick. And because most of our Pokemon in this deck are evolution Pokemon, we actually get to benefit from Cheryl, so you can move all that metal energy onto a Pokemon with no damage or onto a basic Pokemon in the form of Zacian, use Cheryl to heal all the damage off of your evolution Pokemon, and then move that energy back onto the necessary attackers for the turn with Bronzong. Makes this a very powerful archetype. Aside from that, we play 4 Metal Saucer to be able to recycle that energy back in pending knockout, or just being able to feel a little bit more free to quick ball or ultra ball these energies away as we see fit. This next list is a little bit more of the same. We still have the Bronzong with Metal Transfer. We're still using Arceus to accelerate all the energy into play. We keep the same 2/2 line of Melmetal VMAX, but we have included the Aegislash V that came out in Vivid Voltage with its Sonic Edge attack. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects of your opponent's active Pokemon, so this thing swings through things like Decidueye, this thing swings through Miltank, and that proves to be an actual threat in the format right now. So this Aegislash actually gives you a pretty solid 2-prize attacker that isn't stopped by anything in the format. And other than Bronzong, we really didn't have an attacker that can actually go through Miltank, but now in this list we do have access to it. We still have Cheryl to be able to heal off the Melmetal VMAX as well as our Arceus, and we continue to play the Bronzong to be able to move all that energy around, and that's basically the same as the last list, but we don't include the Dialga. This would probably be my favorite list out of the 3 that I've shown you. Not that it has a lot of answers to anything in the format, however, it's very streamlined and it appears to be a really tough customer, if you will. It streamlines the Arceus V-Star, being able to hopefully get one of those in your first hand and accelerate energy as soon as you can, either to another Arceus if you're playing against something fire, or just to your Melmetal V and VMAX. Being able to get two Melmetal into play with big charms on them puts them at a really uncomfortable 360 HP range, and we're able to streamline having these V Pokemon into play by playing a 4 count of Adventure's Discovery, which allows you to go into your deck and grab 3 Pokemon V, and that includes your VMAXs as well. We also play 4 Boss, so we can kind of move around your opponent's board state and really take KOs on things with 280 HP or less, or even just grabbing that early Crobat to be able to Trinity Nova into it for the knockout whilst also accelerating energy into play. We've got answers to a couple decks in the form of Palkia by being able to play Collapse Stadium and really shorten their bench and utility, on top of playing a 1 of Avery 2, which can shorten the bench on things like Rapid Strike Malamar as well as Palkia. We also play 3 Crystal Cave and 2 Hyper Potion to be able to heal this Melmetal as much as we can and really make the games last a really long time and kind of expend a lot of our opponent's resources just to kind of get through these Melmetals. Not that I think that Melmetal is going to sweep the next regional or become a world championship deck by any means, but I do think it poses a threat being a very high HP Pokemon that seems to hit perfect numbers. I think on a local level this would be really fun to play, and it'd be one of my chase cards coming out of the Pokemon Go set that releases in July. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment which deck you want me to dive into next week, and then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you get a little update every time that I upload a early deck preview or any of the other content I may upload to my channel. And if you enjoy my content here, I'm sure you would really be interested in the Pokedads podcast. We release a new episode every Friday on wherever you listen to your podcasts at. And I'll see you around. Deuces. I mean, the design is cool, but does he know he's holding a handful of nuts?